Welcome back to another tutorial. If you've been following this series, then you will know that I am obsessed with working with finer hair types, and this video is all about how to incorporate your hair extensions into your hair ups to make your clients' hair amazing. Get the most out of your hair extensions so they work really well into the hairstyle, you won't know they're there, and you get the best out of them. If you're new here, I'm Claire from the Harry John Academy. I'm obsessed with bringing you the best in hairstyling skills to make your hairstyling the best it can be. There are also tutorials on here for anyone that is looking for things that are DIY, so if there's any styles that you do see on the Pro playlist, you can request them to be done for a DIY. I am looking a little bit extra today because I've just recorded this makeup look for my DIY makeup playlist, so if you do want to see any tips for those, you can go check that out. But today is all about hair extensions, so before we get started, remember to subscribe, hit the bell to be notified if you want to see more videos like this one, or DIY, you never know. But for now, let's get to it. Here's my top tips for how to use your hair extensions. If you're curling them, you want to be curling them with the same iron to make sure that the curls completely blend in. Also notice as this is a slightly different colour, but when you are colour matching any of your hair, you want to be going underneath your hair. You don't want to be doing it on the top, you want to be matching it up with the ends. And a slight colour difference won't make that much difference. If you have some hair length to work with, the hair will blend in together really easily. But it will also sometimes act like a highlight or a low light, so it can enhance your curls and give your hairstyle a little bit more definition. These can sometimes come from your client with a clip or without a clip. So if you've got your clip in, you'll want to add them into the hair, add a little bit of back combing first, add a little bit of hairspray, open your clip them in, and that will give them a little bit more security. If you are worried about the hair slipping, add in a little bit of dusty powder, and that will just help that hair prevent it from slipping anywhere, or dry shampoo. I like to be aerosol free, so I would opt for something more like a dusty powder. The texture of it doesn't feel particularly nice, but it will make sure that hair stays in. If you've got a hair extension that has no clip, you can still use them, so don't freak out. You can hair grip them in like this, so you want to be using a crisscross technique which will lock your hair grips and anchor that hair in. So same rules apply. Back comb the roots first, put your hair extension on the top, and then put your hair grips over the top of that. And if you secure them in like this, it will stay in. The main thing about them is to make sure that they are 100% human hair, because if you work with something that is an artificial or heat resistant hair, sometimes it does not like to curl, and you will spend ages trying to get it to do something and it will not move. Artificial hair gives a shine off it, whereas human hair will completely blend in. You can crimp, you can curl, you can wand, you can straighten, you can do everything. Ordinarily, if you're working with your hair extensions, you would take your hairs into sections, you'd pin your hair in, you'd pin your hair in, you'd pin your hair in, and then you'd be left with this full great head of hair to start anchoring in. But if you're going to be going for a hair up, the pressure of those clips or grips or whichever you're using onto the head can be really uncomfortable. For one example, if you were working with a messy bun or some sort of bun type and you want the volume to create a larger bun, so you'll get all your hair and you'll create all your shape. Obviously I've just stuck this into a ponytail right now. I would normally work with some sort of padding under this first, so I've put a donut over the top of this, and I would secure that onto the head. If you want to see anything about how to create a strong anchor and how to do your pins so they're invisible and you don't see them all sticking out your hairstyle, I've included those in the comments, so you can watch that at the end of this video. Your hair extensions, so you're going to use these, you'll create all the shapes. So even if she's only got a finer hair type, you can still create all the shape fine. You're not going to see any of the hair extensions through the hair, and you can mould this in, and it doesn't matter what is left here. This isn't going to be travelling down the head, being put into a bobble, and you're only going to be left with this section at the bottom, which should only give you pretty much the ponytail length of what you've got there. You're going to grip it onto your padding here, so the grips are going into the padding, so it's not going to aggravate a head, and then you're left with all this extra length. So if you want to do something like a ponytail, you'd have that length to play with. If you were doing a cascade, you could anchor this in underneath first, and I've also got a cascade tutorial that you can go and check out. This would give you all the length of your cascade, so you could blend your client's hair into that length just to give it that little bit more of a romantic feel. And if you want the length to build a really nice bun or a messy bun and volume around the back, then you can incorporate this into her hair at the back and it will add all that volume without giving her any discomfort. That was my top tips on how to build in your hair extensions and make them work for you, and hopefully you've took something out of it. Please let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was, and if you have a tip of your own, make sure you put that in there too. We can all learn from each other. If there are any videos you would like to see, you can also let me know. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell for future videos, share with anybody that might find it useful, and give us a big thumbs up if you liked it. I will see you on the next video. We have hairstyle. That's it from me. I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.